think it's most of you, not all of you. I have a workshop, totally invitational, but I promise you, you will get some value from it right afterwards. And if you guys are hungry, I could either make more popcorn or order like a pizza. All right. So first and foremost, I have a secret message for you guys. An important one from Santa, from a special guest for tonight's meeting.
Oh gosh. Oh, God.
These are my favorite.
Yikes. Here we go.
Oh, hello, boys and girls. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, and I see all your new friends too. Hello, everyone. Come with me. I have something to show you. You know, Santa knows a lot of things about everyone. I have a big book about your group that I keep on.
They were the Game Changers book.
It always makes me so happy to see what you do together. Here's what I wanted to show you. These are my favorite things about your group. I keep them very close to my office so I can come and look at your pictures anytime I want. What a fantastic team. So much talent in this group. I'm happy you're surrounded by such great people. Just in time to say hello to our friends before they go. Friends, always remember to be good. And if you want to check if you've made it onto my nice list, come back again very soon. We'll take a look at your big book together. I can't wait to show you the surprises we've prepared this year. It's time to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You love that? Secret message from Santa. I don't know how he has connections to me and to us, but it's amazing. So we made the nice list, guys, as a team. So it's exciting. Let me do a quick round. What's hot, what do you appreciate? And just go out while you're collecting your thoughts. I want to kind of frame this for you tonight, okay? This is a very important team meeting in the sense that this is the last team meeting before we figure out if we're going to hit $1 million or not, all right? And I would say at this point in time, last week was about a 20% chance. At a 1 out of 5. We talked about that. Like if we were on Survivor, there's 20 people, and 1 out of 20, you get a chance to win $1 million. You'd go for it, right? We had about a 20% chance, 1 out of 5 chance. Right now, we're down to that like 1 out of 20 chance. We're about a 5%, maybe 7% chance of hitting this. It's coming down to the wire. It's hey, 5%, 7%. It's still a chance. It's still a shot. It's a long shot, but it's still better than the lottery. You follow? So if we have a 7% chance, we might as well finish off strong and see what we can make happen. We can see what we can make happen. Trey's still at the kiosk making things, making magic rain over there in Sarasota, Siesta Key. And, I just had another order placed from a past rep that I texted back in like November. Finally got back in touch with me. He was in Greece and he came back today. And first person he called, he's like, I'm calling you, which is pretty awesome. And locked down that order and just try and do what we can. I made a call today. I called my dad. I haven't called my dad and asked for a favor in a long time, but I called him for a favor. I said, Dad, I need to pitch business gifts. Can you give me connections? And he's like, I'll buy some stuff. I was like, no, I don't need your small amount of money. I need someone else's large amount of money. So who do you know? And he gave me the supplier of the plumbing supply store that he buys all the supplies from. And I pitched the guy on business gifts. So we're see what we create there. He's like, your dad has done a lot of business with me over the years, and I'll take a look, and we'll see, maybe. And then I called another one of his friends just to kind of see what we could do, and I spent 22 minutes on the phone consulting him as a consultant, a business gift consultant. That's what I called myself. And I went through the whole spiel. If you guys are interested, I know you've heard me say it to you before, and I said it to him, and waiting some responses. Who knows? We're putting it out there. We'll see what comes back. We'll see. Worst case happens, we at least have a little bit of momentum. We gave some effort to go into transition to 2018 the right way. And the best thing that happens is we hit the goal. What also is the worst thing that happens is you learn how to have resiliency. You learn from me on how to have poise and confidence and how to finish strong with not having an emotional attachment to the result, but really just focusing on the effort and putting the process forward and doing the right thing and treating people right. And if you can learn how to do that and you take that into your businesses and into your life, then that's a win for all of us. So, because there has been moments where I was like, wanted to flip a table, like, how are we gonna miss this? But what are we gonna do? It's you got to stay controlled, stay poised, and you know what? We'll finish strong, and then we'll make sure we dominate next year. So, with that being said, let's go around quick. What's hot? What do you appreciate? And where's your focus at right now as you're going into as we're gearing up for the push? Where's your focus at? What's hot? What do you appreciate? Anything in life, inside, outside vector? And where's your focus at as we kind of transition to the push? So we'll just kind of go around the table this way. We'll go Amanda, Matt, Zach, and then we'll go Chelsea, Brenda, Tyler, and then we'll go to Allison. So where are you at? What's hot? We appreciate, and then go from there.
What's hot is I have over 10 appointments, and so I'm going to get some good momentum in before the push. And what I appreciate is this push for all the experiences and growth and the opportunity. If I sell my 6K for Jamaica, or not Jamaica, what am I saying? Dominican Republic.
When you do?
Sell my 5K for Dominican Republic. Oh yeah, I said when I do.
I heard it. That's all right.
So anyway, and my focus is just on my recommendation getting them. So.
Love it. And what's kind of cool is Amanda started doing this text message thing. How's if you guys remember last week, Amanda's phone time, she was like, no one's picking up. We all remember. And then what about tonight?
I booked 5 appointments.
Off of how many pickups? That's all
I
right.
put it away, but like 40 pickups.
40?
Yeah.
You had 40 people pick up the phone tonight?
Oh, no. Never mind. Out of 40 calls.
Oh,
Out
so
of,
what the hell?
out of probably 8 pickups.
So 8 pickups out of 40 calls. So 1 out of 5 pickup to call ratio. And then from pickup to set ratio is 5 out of 8. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. So if you want, you could forward the text message to everyone so they have it. I don't know if that necessarily played a big role. If it didn't, but it was better than last week. So cool. Matt, what's how would you appreciate? Oh, and what are you doing? Oh, we're gearing up for push. Good. Matt, what's how would you appreciate? And what are you doing to kind of gear up for the transition for the year?
So just what's hot is I've been messaging a lot of people on Facebook, doing what you tell me to do. What I appreciate is, like I said, I've been getting help from you. I went with Amanda a few days ago to her own appointment to see like what to do here since I'm pretty new here. And like I said, what I'm really trying to gear for is I'm trying to get appointments. I'm pretty much 0 appointments right now. I got, I have to call some people tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just trying to get like the whole rest of my week scheduled up.
Yeah. And everyone at this table could easily coach you or guide you and give you advice on how to create some appointments. So not right this second, but I would say before you leave tonight, I would pick their brains of what could you do in the next 6 days. And I have a couple of ideas for you too. So cool. We'll go Zach, Chelsea, Brenda.
What's hot is I am going to say goodbye to one of my teachers who's moving from school. He's like my favorite teacher, and he's moving, I think, to Indiana actually. And what I appreciate is being able to role play my demo with Mike and practice. Just practice makes perfect. And what I'm doing to gear up for the push is sending out messages to people on Facebook to try and get demos.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. Did you get started on that at all yet or not yet?
I did 30 messages.
You did get started up.
Yeah.
Cool. Could you mind copying and pasting that into the WhatsApp group? That would save me a little bit of time. I appreciate it. Chelsea, what's how we appreciate? What are you guys excited? What are you kind of gearing up for?
So what I appreciate is Christmas, and that's the time all my family comes together, and my grandpa's coming home from the hospital. So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
What's hot is I just finished my tag list, and I also just sent out Christmas cards to all of my past customers, just so they know, if they didn't receive the email or the text or anything like that, they know I'm still around. And what I'm doing to get ready is I just mapped out my calendar. I put the calendar I mapped out with Mike into my calendar, and I'm ready to start looking at my appointments.
Love that. Who in here says I'd like to send out some cards to my customers? Who'd like to do that?
Yeah. It can't hurt.
I was thinking about it.
You got special cards?
So I have stainless steel flatware postcards. And it says, transform your table from fine to fabulous. And I'd be willing to give a few of these. I bought these for me, but I didn't use them all. But I just hired a personal assistant that's going to be helping me send these out. But if you are 100%, you're like, Mike, I'll do that. I swear I'll do that. Where anybody who already purchased for it doesn't have to be Christmas, but any thank you card or postcard, and just like thank you for doing business with me, or just think, whatever it might be, I'd be willing to give you a pack. There's 50 in a pack, so I'd be willing to do that for you if you're gonna be using these. So thank you for the reminder. I forgot I had bought a bunch. So cool. So excellent, Brenda, Tyler, and then we'll finish up with Allison. And I'll take over, and we'll have a powerful meeting.
What I'm really excited about is the holidays as well, and because my family's going to be together, and I'm really grateful that I got over this horrible illness, and I feel better.
That's good.
Yeah, I was really sick.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking forward to, what I've been doing, is I wanted to ask you, could I have a pack of cards? Because I like doing it, and I didn't mind doing it. It's pretty easy. Just got to make sure you get the right size stamp.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like it. I thought no problem at all. No problem at all. And so we'll go. I'll talk in here just a moment. So we'll go Tyler and Allison.
Cool. So what's hot is I figured out when in 2018 I'm going to be doing a marathon, so I'm excited for that. I appreciate that Grandma Condon's Christmas cookies came in. She makes these homemade. They're amazing. They finally came in. And gearing up for the push is hitting these Head Start phone jams from the office the next few days.
I like it. Yeah, these I don't care when you make phone calls. I'd like for you to make calls with Tyler, but as long as by Saturday you have 5, by Tuesday you have 10, and by the end of Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, you have 20. As long as that gets done, we're gonna have a great push. If we drop the ball on that, man, I've been around for a long time. Trying to scrape and claw for appointments on a daily basis is challenging. It is challenging, and you're not going to have a very good time, and you're not going to like me because I'm going to be a tough coach, and it's going to be annoying for both of us if you are scraping and clawing on a daily basis to create appointments versus working your ass off before the push. You heard my story, 400 phone calls, 400 to book up like 15 appointments. That's not good. That's not good at all, but it was necessary. I cried my way all the way to Cancun that year and to a $5,000 paycheck for that week. Cried the whole time. You follow? So don't feel bad that I made 400 calls, and don't feel bad for my awful ratio on my phone calls. I had to work. That was my marathon. That was my marathon. That was my race. That's what I had to do because there was no other way. There was no other option in my mind when I committed. That's it. Done. I'm going to make it happen. So excellent, love that. And Allison, please.
What's hot is in less than a month I'm going to be in Ireland. What I appreciate is that I'm back in the office with everyone, and what I'm excited for with the push and what I'm doing is just reaching out to all my past customers for things for the new year, and just reaching back out to everyone.
Yeah. It really is lovely, like hearing you're from past customers and just talking to them. And for me, it's like past reps, like having the conversation today with Panos, and I haven't talked to Panos in probably 4 years. And just it's exciting. I love reconnecting with some people that we haven't talked to in a little while, and it's nice. It's nice. It provides good service. So excellent stuff. So what's hot on my end? I'm excited to spend my first Christmas as a married man with Lindsay and her family, which is exciting, and so that should be a pretty good time. What's also hot is I finished 30 days of cold showers and cold plunges consecutive days. So I finished over 30 days now, like 35 days of that. I finished 30 sessions of my boxing class. I've been going to 3 times a week, so that was pretty exciting. So 10 weeks, 3 times a week. I'm pretty consistent there. So a couple little milestones to kind of transition into the new year. And I also will share with you that I had a powerful conversation with Scott Dennis, my coach Andrew, and Jeff Gamboa today. And got an amazing amount of clarity of certain things that I wanted to bring to you tonight. And I thought it was pretty exciting. So I wanted to share this with you because maybe it can help you kind of think big picture and just walk it down for where you're at right now. I don't know if you're going to necessarily take a note or two, but be prepared just in case you hear something that might inspire you to write something down. But going really from my conversation started with Jeff. So Jeff had all of us, including you guys, write down your top 25 goals, right? 25 goals for 2018 and top 25. And then he said, pare it down to your top 5. I believe he had you guys do that, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a great exercise either way. It's a Warren Buffett exercise. And if you don't know who Warren Buffett is, just Google him and you'll see he has more money than God. So he took 25 goals and then you pare it down to your top 5 focus for the year. So I did that. I had like 30 something goals and I pared it down into my top focus 5. And I'll share those focus 5 with you just so you have them. They're mine. I don't need you to have my goals, but the first one is my district vision. So I took all of my district goals and just put it into one, which is the district vision that I share with you guys every week, which is a $1.4 million district team, 5 deployed managers that do the 10 by 10, and having 50 TLA candidates that enter into our TLA program in the fall. And that is my district vision. And just to kind of share with you what that looks like, what that feels like of our influence, my influence really, spreading to that many more people that approach the business the way we approach the business, I'll tell you right now, I mean, it's a game changer. 2019 sets up to be very exciting. So the district vision, I also, in that district vision is a conversation with Dylan and really mapping out some exciting opportunities. I opened up a budget where I'm providing 300 hours to Dylan to help him with whatever he needs in his CSP role for those field sales leaders. So whoever's working underneath Dylan as a field sales leader will have support by me. I'm going to provide 300 hours of support from whatever it might be, setting up service calls for those reps and for him, data entry Rollo, finding, booking shows, finding shows, whatever it might be. It's pretty exciting. Got it. Thanks. So that's that. Number 2 is energy management. All of these routines I just shared with you, I want to continue them. And I quantified with energy management. So I broke my life into 3 different lives, and I have my personal Mike life. So from 5:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. is Mike time. I want to dedicate, that's energy for Mike, to maintain my energy for the day. And usually it might not be until 10, it might be 8, or it might be whatever, but that's what I'm focusing on. And then from 10 to 6 is my business energy. And then from 6 until 10:30 is going to be Lindsay energy along with weekends. So she gets evenings and weekends to be a great husband, to be a great business owner between the hours of 10 and 6, and to be a great person, to be able to gear up and provide enough to myself and feel abundant and live in my truth, is from 5:30 until 10. And that was one, that the way I'm going to quantify that is I'm creating a scoreboard essentially for myself, where at the end of the day, I'll rate myself 1 through 10. And I'm creating I'm going to create a word for 1, a word for 2. This is what I'm working on right now. And a word for like 10 is going to be euphoric. And that's how much energy I brought to those 3 parts of my day. And this is something I'm sharing with you because I want to be held accountable to it. But I also know if I rate myself every day truthful and I bring energy to my life, everything else is going to take place. So I'm excited about that. That's energy management for 2018. The third one is relationship systems. That's why I just hired a personal assistant. Her job is to help me with relationship management, really. She's going to be working on sending out emails and making phone calls for me, and creating cards, newsletters, like when you guys are on newsletters, mailing them out for me, just systemizing that whole thing. And she's been a personal assistant for professional speakers here in the area. One, his name is Topher, is his first name. I don't remember his last name, but he's a pretty big wig in the area. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I think she'll add some value to relationship systems. Number 4 is for Grab. Grab, I want to modify the Grab Tomorrow program for TLA along with Next Level Group and along with the schools, and just make that a little bit more simplistic, a little bit more clear, and get it into more programs. And the last one is a financial one, which is to save $100,000, which doesn't, it's not necessarily the significance of the amount. It's just to be able to do that in the year is pretty cool. So those are my goals. Those are my goals. I'm sharing those with you because it took to pare it down from 30 to top 5 to a focus 5. It's exciting because in order for me to hit these goals, I have to help a lot of people hit theirs. And that's what makes it fun. I shared with you this morning a link for those in TLA of what I was listening to this morning with Joseph McClendon III. They might peek at that by chance, just out of curiosity. No, it's okay. I encourage you to check it out. It's a New Year's evolution is what he's calling it. And he talks about similar concepts of what I'm talking about with you right now. And he is Tony Robbins' counterpart. Like he works directly with Tony Robbins. And his name is Joseph McClendon III. He's a psychologist. He's a teacher and a professor. Zach knows. And it's fantastic. The content he's talking about is really good. But one of the things he talks about as far as bringing energy to your clients and to your business, he said, if you're in sales, you can't achieve any goal without your customer. And I was listening to Tony Robbins. I'm listening to Time of Your Life. And you guys will learn this in the Alliance too. Your customers are not none of your goals can happen without your customers. None of my goals can happen without you. None of your goals can happen without your customers. So if we're not leading with providing them the best experience possible, then our goals cannot happen. And I think sometimes we lose that focus. What's your goal of an appointment? If it's to make the sale, okay. What if it's to provide them the best highlight of their day? I know we've heard this before, and it's cliche. What if the real focus was to establish a relationship with them, be the highlight of their day, and be able to satisfy their needs when it comes to the kitchen and the household? Like, that's the focus. And I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he talks about Six Flags. And this is dated a little bit back, a little bit before Six Flags has taken off. But the owner of Six Flags came in, and when he bought it out, they were bottom of the barrel. He said, I want to be like the new Disney, right? That's what we want, because they were competing with like state fairs. And he's like, I want to be like Disney World. And someone stands up. He's like, Disney? How are we going to be like Disney? No way we can even compare to Disney. And he says, thank you. You just did. In order for you to say we don't compare to Disney, you just compared us to Disney. So what is it going to take? And they just mapped it all out. And what it came down to is similar things to what I'm talking about right now. Provide a great customer experience. So for this alliance, my role is to help you provide you a fantastic experience. And your role is to help your clients and your customers provide them a fantastic experience through your phone calls, through your demos, through any interaction you have, is to provide them a fantastic experience. So those are my goals. That's what I want to share with you. And one of the things I'm excited about working with Scott Dennis is strengthening the role of the Dom in my office to create a $30,000 to $40,000 income opportunity on an annual basis. This would be for someone who's, I'm going to just be blunt. It's for someone who's considering going to like a state college, and they're like, damn, if Mike's going to pay me 30, 40 grand to stay in Pinellas, I'll just stay there. Honestly, where they either stay local for 30 to 40 grand a year and help me run my business and help me achieve my goals, or they just choose not to go to college. And then they work for me. They work side by side as like a pilot sales manager, like a PSM Dom type of role. And then they boom, go right into district, and then maybe they pursue their education later. We haven't created that model yet, but that's a focus. Not for any of you in this room. This is because by that time, you're already going to be like well into whatever you're going to be doing, but more so for like a 2019, 2020 is to provide that opportunity. And that's available. And that's what we're working towards, creating that. What I'm also excited about working with Scott Dennis on is, like we say, Cutco through college, you graduate Cutco through college, like that whole map that I kept on the board. You make your 100 grand, you paid your way through school, you're 22, you invest, you become a millionaire. And then what? Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do what I've talked about, but now I've had a call with the higher up, who's the decision maker, of making the district manager opportunity. As soon as a DM saves their first 100 grand, they have options. Just like when someone goes through Cutco through college, they have options. Once a district manager finishes their first 3 years with the company, I want to create, I think I may have shared this with you, but I shared it with Scott Dennis, having a giant once a year annual fair with private investors, joint ventures, corporations that love working with vector marketing, and having essentially a recruiting fair, having just a whole sect, like sponsored by Cutco Vector, and it'll be a one-day thing. People fly in from wherever, and they go to this one place, and this place has all of these business owners and all these networker, all these people, and a district manager. It's designed for district managers only, for them to get recruited or partner up with someone who's an investor. A private investor says, oh, you have a business idea, you're 25, you ran this district office, you did a good job. Cool. I'll invest into your physical assistant clinic. Here, I'll write you a check. Here's $100,000 to get your business up and running. And it's Shark Tank. I want a 10% return for the first blank years, and I want the royalties of whatever it might be. Does that make sense? Or creating a joint venture. Maybe I don't know what's maybe it's Metrics. I don't know what a big physical therapy clinic is, but it's a joint venture where it's like, hey, we want to bring you on as a partner. We like what you can bring to our team. We want to bring you on, boom, and we could have a partnership. We'll franchise you, something like that. Does that make sense? So it's like I'm being like the mastermind behind this idea, so that way district managers, the college student rep, we already know it's amazing. District manager is great, but I feel like there's that part in time with the district manager where they say, you know what, I want to move on from Cutco and I want to move on to something else, but there's that tough bridge. And I witnessed my wife do that, where she moved on from district manager and she decided to just go back and pursue her master's. And she did that, which is fine, but it's because she wasn't certain like how she can position herself to get the most amount of opportunity. Plus her father was sick. There was other outlying factors there. But if there was an event, that'd be pretty exciting. So that's another goal I'm sharing with you about making this business that much better. And you guys are, the only way I'm going to be able to pursue these goals is through you. You might say, what's in it for me? You kick ass at this. If you go out this summer, when you go out this summer and you hit a 10 by 10 and you have a great experience, that comes back and says, wow, this Mike Abramowitz guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. I want to use his TLA program. I want to use his programs. When we go out and we create a $700,000 summer, it's like, damn, this guy's, this is legit. It's not just a flash in the pan. It's not just talk. You follow? We laid a foundation. We have people looking at us now. People are listening to me now. But in order for them to follow through and for us to create resolve and execution, we need to power through 2018. So how does this come full circle? We want to start the year. We want to start the year strong. I want to turn some freaking heads going into the year of 2018. You saw the numbers that are on the board. What I want to know is who's doing what. Okay? Who's doing what? Essentially, I want to enroll you. I want to sign you up for each of these numbers. And these numbers are right here. Pretty simple. You have 13 days. And I want each of you to say, Mike, sign me up for that role. For that role. So I know what's left over. And I know what we need to target, right? Specifically, these down here, these are going to be the tough ones. 24 representatives, because that right there, that's going to be an extra 6, and like that's like an extra 25 grand out of the 87. You follow me? Getting those lower fly reps that they just want to make a little bit extra money during the winter break, right? They work for a little bit, get some experience, and then maybe they just work a little bit more in the spring. We need those people. And I'm going to talk about that as a little secret weapon. Chelsea knows a secret weapon. She did it, right? You got a bunch of text messages from that. So I know, Zach, did you get text message responses from that too, or not? They never texted you back?
From what?
From when I texted your friends, did any of them text you? Or not?
Oh, yes.
You had a few? So I'm going to show you guys a secret weapon, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So we're going to do that tonight. But I want to enroll you guys to say, you know what? We just did Allison's. We figured out what her number is. And each of you should have a number at this point. And I want to write on the board, and you have a number. You know what it is. And so some of you guys might be like, Mike, I want to do more than that 8, or I want to do more than that 6. That's fine if you do more, but I want the number you're like, all right, Mike, I'm not going to do any less than this. Like, you can count on me for this number, for us to hit this $87,000. We do 87 grand. Even if we come close, if we fall short of that, man, it's going to be exciting. But it's going to be that much more exciting, if we do this. It'll be tough. It's not going to be easy. Wait, 44 people selling Cutco. There's not 44 people in this office right now. What the hell is that? Oh, I'm about to go Facebook Live. That's why. Okay, so let's see where we're at. What are we thinking? I'll put it right here. So this would be what do we could call this? We could call this 87K mission. How's that? Pretty clever, right? All right. So what are we thinking? Who who knows their numbers or, you know, where we at here. So Tyler, what are you saying?
For that first week, 3K.
I don't care about, I want 13 days, December 27th to January 8th.
Oh, so like
13 days. What are you going to sell in those 13 days? These 13 days only, December 27th, January 8th. And that's not the push. The push ends on the 11th. This is the first 13 days of the push. So it's the first 13 days of the push.
Is this like a goal or like for sure?
This is like, Mike, if I get hit by a truck, I want to do my part, and I will count this amount of that number. You know, and I'm going to work towards it. If I don't hit it, you will at least know I gave my effort. If I don't hit it, you at least know I gave my effort towards that number. You know, and no pressure for you, Zach, but you were the 8K number right there. All right. So, and of course we have others that are, you know, Ella and Dalila, and I should add those on here. I'm going to put the alliance first. Am I missing anyone on this alliance? Oh, well, thank you. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm missing. Trey. I think Trey's moved. Shannon. Those are my 10 that have committed. Cool. And then I'll add Brenda, Matt, Benny. So these are a couple of, you know, there'll be some other stragglers, but these are the ones I know of so far. So Tyler, go for it. What are you thinking?
4K.
Nice line.
It's a curve.
Yeah, you better test. Should have tested the straight line.
All right. Zach, what are you thinking?
4K.
All right. We only need 3 people at the 4 number, so. But I'll take it. Chelsea, what are you thinking?
3K.
Amanda?
5.
Allison?
5.
Brenda?
3.
Okay, 4 people at the 3K number. Matt?
1.
All right. Is that everyone? All right. So here's what I will tell you. For you, just so you know, I'm totally cool with that. If you commit to my alliance and only sell 1K, you didn't commit to my alliance per our conversation today. Just so you know, okay? So as far as that goes, I'm totally so those numbers, that doesn't add up to 87, but at least we can kind of check off some of these numbers, right? We can say, all right, we have this many left. This is what we need to focus on. And I could use you guys' help to enroll some more people and recruit some people to hit some of these numbers too. So any questions on that? Let me come up for some air for just a moment. Questions or comments? Questions or comments on anything I just said? Anything I just said, anything that landed with you, any light bulbs before I transition into my next topic?
Definitely, like, after you've made your goals, going back and like rating yourself on how you're pacing.
It's going to take discipline. I'm not excited about that part, but by doing that, everything else will come to light. Great point. And 1 or 2 others.
The quote in sales you can't achieve without customers.
Can't. And what's beautiful about that? He said the janitors that were cleaning up Six Flags, the way they looked at customers is they're slobs, they're pigs. I clean up this area, and then this customer comes in and dirties it within minutes of me spending an hour to clean up this area. In fact, one time, someone threw a milkshake in the air just to watch it come splattering down, and I had to come and clean it up. Bunch of pigs. These customers suck. If that's how they think about their customers, and then the owner was a janitor with them and spent a whole week as a janitor with them, and he saw what they had to go through. And he sat all the janitors down and he said, I just want you to know, if we don't provide them the best experience possible, they pay our salary. We want them to tell their friends. We want them to come back. We want to put a smile on their face and help them have the best experience possible, because if they don't come back and they don't tell their friends, you don't have a job. Right? So he said, your job is not to clean up their mess. Your job is to provide them the best experience possible. Does everyone follow? And that one shift in perspective, those that didn't make that shift were let go immediately. They did not align with the values of the company anymore, and they were let go. And Brenda saw us have to do that with some people. And that's why our business is moving in a good direction, because we knew our standards, we knew our values, we knew what we're willing to accept and not accept from our leaders. It's exciting. So I'm glad you said that. So let me kind of transition. Printed off push to Takana thermometers for you, so that we have them. They're not in color. Some said they didn't care about color. Some said they did. But at least you guys could have those for your blue books. The next thing I want to talk about is as far as the what Zach said. Zach, did you post that already?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a message that I use. Text old people you never got in touch with, or phone script. Oh, okay. Got it. So this right here, to kind of build this up a little bit, there's typically a 15-to-1 ratio, meaning you send this message to 15 HM3 types, you'll get 1 appointment. 15-to-1 ratio. This is a message you would send to teachers and their friends, moms, your mom and her friends. This would be a message you would send to your aunt's friends, pretty much anyone on Facebook that's an HM3 type. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I go to my brother, I'll just go to my dad. All right. So whoops. No, that's what I'm gonna do. So say if I go to my, I get into his network, that'd be cool. All right. So holy Lord. All right. So this is my dad. So if I go to my dad and I click on friends, I could then see all of our mutual friends. I could see his hometown. I can see people you may know, or I could just see all friends. It doesn't really matter. And what I could do, anybody that looks like an HM3, just hover over their name, send them a message, and then copy and paste and send that message to them. Now, there's a good chance it's going to go into their message request folder, so they might not see it. That's why it's like a 15-to-1. But those that do see it, it's pretty simple. They respond. If you want to follow that up with an add friend, totally cool. I wouldn't recommend that for those of us that are recruiting the college kids right now, just because you want to kind of protect your social media. But I mean, you could add another list, and put them into, instead of potential recruits, potential customers list. It's an idea if you really want to get savvy with your social media. If you just want to get a get rich quick type of thing and just use it for this one push and that's it, by all means, you could do that. But if you want to systemize it for the future, I think it could be a really good idea. And then you just copy and paste and send that message. Boom. You can do about 50 of those messages a day. And, if it's a 15-to-1 ratio, you send 300 messages, that's 20 appointments. How nice would it be to have 20 appointments all by simply sending Facebook messages out, copy and paste? In addition, it's additive. It's not like instead of making phone calls. But there was a rep out in the Southwest where I stole this approach from. Tyler might remember this. Booked up 40 appointments going into his push. 40 presentations all through this copy and paste method on Facebook. Comment.
I just want to say, because I did this 2 years ago, like it works really well. I actually had someone just from 2 years ago message me back yesterday about it. Like I did get appointments at the time too, though, but like it works.
You guys got that?
I would do this. Highly recommend.
But when do you think is the best time to do this? Now it's got to be this week. You don't want to take away push time to do this. You want to do this before the push. And specifically, a lot of people are probably going to be checking Facebook during this holiday season, looking at all the pictures of everyone. And, it makes total sense. If you're going to do it, this is the time. You can only do 50 to 75 messages a day, though, right? So if it's 50 messages a day, then you got to kind of work smart with this. Does everyone follow? I love that Zach already took immediate action from our Champions Club till now and sent out 30 messages since yesterday morning. So kudos to you, man. That's why you're going to kick butt as a branch, because it's about implementation. So it's always about implementation. You learn something and you implement it right away. We don't sit on it and wait on it to watch other people do it. We do it right away. So I love that. So kudos to you for that. Any questions or comments on the Facebook messaging? You guys like it? Good? Cool. So I wanted to make that point as far as that goes. The next thing, anybody else doing anything creative to create names and numbers for their push?
I went to the BNI.
Talk to us.
I got my hair done and we were just talking, and she was a part of a business networking group. So she invited me as a visitor to go with her, and I went in front of over 100 local business owners, and I took like little pamphlet with all their numbers. Easiest phone time I've ever done. I booked 9 appointments and I made less than 20 calls. And all of their references are what's going to give me an amazing push. So I'm really glad that I did this like 2 weeks before the push to build momentum and then use their recs. So if you know anyone, ask your customers if they have any connections into a BNI group. It's really changed my business.
And other ideas could be Rotary or Chamber of Commerce. Chelsea probably knows a bunch of others, but there can only be one type of U per chapter. So like Chelsea's in the St. Pete one and you're in a Pasco one, but there's tons. I mean, they're all over the place. Cool. If you go to more than one though, you got to pay. It's like $400 a year or something like that from what I remember. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
500 now. Yeah. So if you're going to be a member, but you only go to your first one free as a guest, and then if you want to continue to go to more, maybe they invite you back for another one.
Well, what I'm going to do is
So-
I'm going to use all my customers and have them all invite me as a visitor. So
So
Yeah, you can guest for like,
I think you get 2 visits.
yes, you get
I know
two,
you
you get
Oh,
two to the
okay.
same meeting. But after that, that's when it's like, okay, well, you can't just keep on.
yeah.
You get 2 for BNI.
I'll tell you right now,
Which is why it's easy.
I would, if I'm you, the two of you specifically, I would find a way to give one of those people a lead, like, or a customer, and they'll eat out of your hand for the rest of your life. The best gift you can give. I did this as a rep. One of my customers bought orchids, the flowers, and one of my customers sold orchids. Go figure, right? And I paired those two together, and both of those customers absolutely loved me. Lauren Stallings, she responded. She was one of my customers who responded to my text. She moved up to like Arkansas now. But you follow me? Cool.
Yeah, another creative win. I've seen this work on the FSM page too. Is if you never went through your neighborhood, you can straight up just go knock on neighbors' doors, introduce yourself, just do the approach live to them. I've tried that before. I got a little success with it. I've seen other people on the FSM page do it.
I don't recommend females doing that, personally. But using your discretion, I think, is good. Sticky notes, fine, without a doubt. But I think it's an idea. And just understand, you're not going to random neighborhoods. You're going to your neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I over like the SC2 push, I had a no-show and I like went and knocked on the neighbor's door and she ended up buying like a barbecue tool set for Father's Day. So just knocking on like the neighbor's door, just like act super
Hot move.
concerned.
Do you know where? I remember that too. I was so fired up you did that too. I was like, yeah, girls, ruthless. I love it. And that's what it's all about. I mean, it makes it fun. When you make it into a game, it's fun. When you get focused on money and stress and behind goals and stuff like that, it takes the fun element out of it. And then you can't have fun if you're in fear. Like, it's an antidote. So I love that. So excellent. Let me go ahead and transition to this right here. This is our Eastern Region Awards Night. So many of you guys know this. Many of you guys are going to be getting recognized at this event. Your parents can come as a guest for free. So this is our region event. Like, I had my parents' night here. If you thought mine was good, this is like the division managers and Scott Dennis's. They spend like 60, 70 grand to rent out like the banquet hall of the Renaissance. I think it's at the Renaissance Hotel. Renaissance Concourse Hotel. It's a big deal. Okay. I believe I'm flying my dad and his girlfriend in. I know Lindsay's going to be there, of course. It's an exciting event. I would love to have your parents be there. Cool. If you can get them there, it would be a huge opportunity. specifically for those of you guys that are getting promoted. Okay. So Jeff should have went over this with you guys already. So I would mention it to your parents, let them know that you get if you're getting promoted, you get 2 guests for free. Get ready for that. Now at the event for reps, there's going to be like a boot camp sales messages. Like it's a full out like summer conference too, you know, and it's powerful. Like one of the guys that's going to be speaking is Josh Moeller, and Josh Moeller, to put that name, he's like, how can I say this? Like Dylan Fitz is our guy, right? Dylan Fitz has learned from Nicole Cray or Nicole Reed now. Nicole's at like $1 million. Like they're really good. Nicole learns from Josh. He's like, I don't know, $4 million in Cutco sales. Personal. Like I'm at 300,000. He's at like 4 million. So the company's paying him to come speak at this event. He's like going to be the keynote speaker, and it's pretty awesome. So I encourage you guys. I wouldn't have you guys go to any of these events if they weren't going to be beneficial. I wouldn't go to these events if they weren't beneficial. So just something to consider, just something to think about. Get your parents there. Of course, you know, we'll talk a little bit more about it over the couple weeks, but the dates, in case you want to put it in your calendar, it's January 27th, that week, or that weekend. 26th and 27th for us, 27th for the parents. So 26th, 27th for us, and the 27th for the parents at nighttime. Cool. So see what you can do as far as getting your parents there. It's a pretty awesome event. All right. Last thing, and then I'll do this raffle for some cash and prizes. Allison and Amanda, I'll try to do that texting. I do want us to all of us collectively know that we're still recruiting. We're still building our team. We're still adding more people. I love that we have Matt here. And let's face it, you know, the weak die off, only the strong survive. And in our business, since it's different, I'm sure all of you have experienced this, where you go home, you told your parents about the job, and they're like, what? You're going to what? You're going to sell knives? And then you try to tell your friends, and your friends are like, what? No way. That's dumb. Like, you're not going to make any money doing that. So they're coming to training, and they're coming into the business with a mindset of, can I do this? Is this legit? Will this be okay? Why are you here? Because she's here. You know it's legit because you have your friend sitting next to you who's made, you know, $8,500 selling Cutco since she started. So it's like, I know it's legit. When your friends start working with us, it's simple. But when we have these randoms that come in that don't know anyone that's been successful here, sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to train them. But if you have someone that comes in and they know you, of course it's easy to train them. Of course it is. As long as they're a good recruit, you know, as long as they're a good recruit in most cases, not all the time, but in most cases. So what I would say is I love the social media, Facebook blasting. I love putting on the triple threat. But you know what I love more? Is like a legitimate personal recruit, like a reference where you say, hey, Mike, you know, I have a friend of mine, right? Her name is Chelsea Hage. You should call her. She's captain of the softball team. She's pretty good. Brad DeMint's combo, right? Like you should probably reach out to this girl. 5-star recruit. I guarantee if you went through your cell phone, there's 1 or 2 or 3 of those people in your phones right now that could be worth a remote interview, a FaceTime interview with me. And I could just talk with them and tell them, hey, what are you doing for the winter break? We need, 6 people to go out and sell $1,000. You want to make a couple $100? Cool. I have a position that you can make a couple $100 for 1 or 2 weeks during break. Help us hit our goals and we'll help you make some money. And then you have a guaranteed summer position. Think about it this way. If you had a job that your job was and you needed to bring someone on to paint a house this weekend or babysit or do some daycare or something like that, right? Do some yard work, and they're going to pay $100 a day. And you had to bring a friend on board to like help you for a weekend, $100 a day. Who would you let know about this opportunity? Like, hey, I know you don't need a job, but hey, I'm doing this daycare thing, or I'm cleaning these yards. They're going to pay $100 a day. And they said, I need to bring someone on board to help me with it so I could get the work done faster. Who would you bring on? Who would you let them know? Is like, hey, do you want to make $100 a day with me for a weekend? The weekend after Christmas. Brain turn a little bit. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to text those 3 people real quick. I'm going to ask you to text those 3 people. Be like, hey, I don't know what you have going on after Christmas, the weekend after Christmas, but would you be interested in making a couple $100 and talking to my manager about that? Is there 3 people on your phone? You could text that real quick too. Text 3. Could you scroll through real quick, pick out 3 people, and then you introduce me. I'll just FaceTime with them and just tell them this is what we do. You work for 2 days. You help us hit our goals. I'll help you make a couple $100. Are there 3 people? I think one right off the bat, right off the top of my head, Tyler's brother. Right? That and I know we smile at it because it's true, but let's face it. There are those people out there that we've tried to recruit before, but you know what? It's just like, hey, what are your thoughts? Would you be open to chatting with my manager about making a couple $100 after Christmas? The weekend after Christmas, would you be open to talking to my manager, trying to make a couple $100 just for the weekend after Christmas? You know, nothing crazy. They can say no. And then if they say no, just ask for their parents' number and get a demo.
So, hey, I know you don't need a job, but would you be interested in making a couple $100 for the weekend after Christmas? ?
My job, my company's looking for some extra help. Something like that. See, I believe as you guys are doing this, Triple Threat works fantastic during the summer because our best kids are actually looking for work. But right now, the Triple Threat hasn't been as effective because the only people that are really looking for work are those that are desperate for work. I'm not saying don't do the Triple Threat, but I'm saying we might need to approach it a little bit differently. That's why I like direct Facebook messages and direct text messages. That's why you guys are doing that. I'm going to go Facebook Live and I'm going to do this drawing.
I scheduled 7 of my own personal PRs too, actually, for this week. So it's funny that.
Yeah, you did.
And then what do you,
And we're live. This is it. We're live. This is the moment many of us have been waiting for to see who's going to win free money. Free money. By the way, I have my free money right here. Cash money. $300 cash right here. Right there. Bang. Lots of ones in there. Lots of ones. $300 cash. Here we go. Somebody's getting this. Somebody's getting this. Who's going to get this? So pretty hot. And then I have a 4-pack of table knives. 4-pack of table knives and free cash money. So let me just make sure you guys see it's real. This isn't Monopoly money. Look at that. It's real. Real cash money up for grabs. So I will do the customer drawing first. This is for a customer. So all of the tickets are right in here. We cut them all up. This is how many people. We had 190 people in this raffle who bought Cutco during this contest period. 190 drawings, one of which will be getting a brand new 4-pack of table knives mailed to them. 4-pack of table knives mailed to them. So as I'm mixing this up, we have a couple people here in the office. Tyler, you have a customer in there. What's your customer's name?
I have a couple. I have Rhonda, I have Sharon, and a couple others.
Couple other people in there. I know you have a couple people in there.
Yeah.
Who bought Cutco from you during the last?
We got Doug and Daniel.
Doug and Daniel in this raffle right now, ready to go. And the winner, drum roll. Can we get a drum roll? Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. We are going to have a winner of Alexis Villalobos from Christian Roman. So past representative from a while ago. So Alexis will be getting a 4-pack of table knives. And all she bought was $85. She got more in free Cutco than she did in spending Cutco. Bam, $85, and she just won a 4-pack of table knives. For the $300 cash raffle, baby. Here we go. Check this out. $300 cash. There's 33 people that are in this raffle right here. 33 people in this raffle. Free cash money. I'm not looking. This one right here, is this the winner or do I throw it away?
It's the winner.
I think it's the winner. It's
It's
Christmas.
definitely.
This is the winner of $300 cash. $300 cash is going to John Stone Street. John Stone Street, you just won $300 cash, brother. John Stone Street. He had 4 orders to help us with our holiday selling. He hasn't sold Cutco since 1998, 1999. Came back to try to help us win this and hit this $1 million mark, and came back and sold some Cutco. He had 4 people buy Cutco from him. He got 3 entries into this raffle. Boom, John Stone Street, you just are $300 happier, brother. So everybody else, I appreciate you guys for helping us hit this $1 million and making this dream come a reality. John, I'll be cash apping you $300 instead of giving you all these ones if you're listening. So stay tuned, guys. We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We have 6 days left to sell about $30,000. If you, your loved ones, anyone you know wants to get Cutco, I'm sure there's a few people in here. Any of you guys want to help them out? I'm sure a couple people in here would be willing to help them out. I'll help them out. Feel free to spread the word. We're taking the company by storm. We're number 2 in the country right now in our category, and we're trying to hit this $1 million. So thanks for the support. Have a fantastic day. So we'll be sending that out to those winners. Have a great one, guys. Pretty exciting.
John Stone Street, really.
Yeah. Dude, that was the guy I took out for breakfast like a few months ago. I don't know if you guys remember. I took him out to breakfast a few months ago. He was a past rep who saw Trevante at Safety Harbor and then reconnected with me, which is pretty cool. So pretty exciting stuff. All right. You guys don't think that's exciting, but everyone else is excited. It's cool. So now, that's a good question. That's a good question. All right.
We know where he's headed. It's easy.
Raffles, agreements, year and wherever launch. Cool. So what I wanted to do is, for right now, that's what I wanted to get accomplished as far as our team meeting goes. Okay. As far as our team meeting goes, at this point in time, we have our goals established. We know who's doing what. We have some events in the calendar right now. We have the strategies with Facebook. Those 3 people you just texted, I love it. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do while I'm setting up for this workshop. And if anybody want me to order a pizza or something? One of you? Sure. 2? Okay. So can someone do that? I don't know. Unless someone wants to pick it up. I know Hungry Howie's has the 2 for $5, but what is more? I don't know. But
I think Papa John's is
so I just don't know who delivers unless someone wants to volunteer to pick them up. I don't know. That would probably either be Matt or Brenda if they want to. Just because the rest of you, I really want you guys to be. I want to start this workshop right away because it's really freaking powerful. I promise you.
3.7 miles away.
Yeah, or Little Caesars Hot and Fresh or Hot and Ready, whatever that is.
Yeah, there's a Little Caesars.
There's one not too far, right on Park.
Yeah, Pinellas Park.
Yeah.
It closes at 10 though.
25 minutes.
Someone better get on it.
Sure, I went to Little Caesars with Ian Branch. That was
Saying-
plenty of-
Anyone down or?
I promise.
No, nobody wants.
I can. I don't know.
I'll get it delivered. It's fine. So if somebody wants to call someone who would deliver, what is Marcos? Would you say? But they're like $20 a pizza, aren't they?
Yeah, I was just saying because they're literally right there.
Unless if someone wants to look that up, I don't want to spend $20 on a pizza though.
How far is Little Caesars?
Yeah, I can email them down there. Let's see what deals I got.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys while I'm pulling this up is to copy and paste Zach Schachter's message that he posted and send that to 5 HM3 types.
Are you done with the Zoom?
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm done. Bye.
Bye, Betty.
Delila didn't know said she was on. All right.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna print out these this handout.
Bye, Benny.
Nobody printed out the handout yet, right? I'm sure.